Welcome back to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for latest updates across South Sudan and beyond. Today we bring you a very serious and developing situation coming out of South Sudan. New reports are raising difficult questions about the role of foreign troops, the safety of civilians, and the fragile peace agreement that has kept the country from returning to full civil war. A new report of the United Nations Commission on Human Rights in South Sudan has caused a strong reaction across the region. The report claimed that forces from Uganda may have supported air operations inside South Sudan that allegedly struck civilian areas. At the same time, the National Army has confirmed the arrest of several soldiers accused of killing civilians in Ayut County. If that was not enough, civil society groups across the country are now asking President Salva Kiir Mayardit to stop a possible new military offensive that could trigger another humanitarian disaster. All of these developments are happening while tension between government forces and opposition fighters linked to first by President Dr. Machar continue to rise. So what exactly is happening in South Sudan right now? Who is responsible for the violence, and could the country be moving back, moving toward war? Let's break everything down step by step. Before we start this report, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing and turn on the notification bell, so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. The first major development comes from a new investigation released by the United Nations. According to the report, investigators believe that foreign military support may have been involved in attack that hit civilian location. The report suggests that Uganda People Defense Forces, often known as UPDF, may have assisted air operation in South Sudan. Investigators say some of these attacks reportedly struck houses and even medical facilities. If true, this would raise very serious concern under international law because civilian areas are protected during army conflict. The report described the situation as a possible security disaster. It also warned that South Sudan could be slowly moving back toward widespread violence if leaders do not take action quickly. Inside Uganda, these accusations have already started a strong discussion. Some political figures and citizens are asking the government of South Sudan to respond and explain the claim. Others argue that Uganda forces have always entered South Sudan only to support stability and prevent the country from collapsing into chaos. For now, the full detail remains under investigation, but the report has already created tension in both countries. We will follow this developing story. Let's move on to our second top story, civilian kill in Ayut. While the international report was creating controversy, another tragic incident in South Sudan shocked many communities. The South Sudan People Defense Forces, also known as SSPDF, confirmed that soldiers were involved in a deadly shooting in a village called Pankor. This village is located in Jonglei state, one of the regions that has experienced repeated violence over the year. According to military officials, the incident happened on February 21st, 2026. The report says soldiers opened fire on civilians who were not armed. At least 25 people lost their lives, or more than that. Among the victims were women, children, and elderly residents. This tragic event shocked the nation. During a press briefing in Juba, Army spokesperson Lu Reikong confirmed that several soldiers have already been arrested. 2 senior officers were also detained. Lu Reikong explained that about 60 soldiers had left their base without permission. 60 soldiers, 60 SSPDF soldiers. They were reportedly led by a major and a captain. According to the spokesperson Lure Kong, the soldier entered Pankor village, and soon after civilians began to be killed. However, the army SSPDF said the exact detail of what happened are still unclear. Officials say the chief of defense forces, Paul Nang, immediately ordered the arrest of everyone suspected of being involved. Those arrests will be transferred to Juba. They will face a military court-martial where judges will decide their fate. The army say the suspect will be held responsible for their action as individuals. Military official also mentioned that the soldier involved may have connection to a fighter loyal to General Johnson Ulun. These fighters are known as the Agwelek Force, and their leader is Johnson Ulun. Although they are supposed to be interrogated into the national army, they can be interrogated according to them. The process has not been fully completed. This incomplete integration has created confusion about command structures. In situation like this, soldiers may operate without clear supervision. The army said it wanted to show the public that justice will be done, but the spokesperson also pointed to another violent event that happened elsewhere. The government talked about the deadly attack in Abimnum. A government official said a separate attack happened in Abimnum County. According to the army, nearly 190 people were killed during the violence. The victim included civilians as well as security personnel. Officials say the attack targeted both military positions and communities. The government believed fighters linked to the opposition group Sudan People Liberation Army in opposition were responsible. However, opposition leaders strongly denied this accusation. A spokesperson from the opposition movement say their forces were not present in the area. They also rejected the claim completely. This disagreement shows how difficult it is to verify even during conflict. ASI often tell a very different story. But there's a difference here. The civilians that were killed in Pankor, they were called by the government, to give them ration and so. So when they come, they were killed. But in Abimnum, the civilians were not targeted. According to the report, they were caught on the crossfire when SSPDF were fighting with the people or the newer youth Y army that were reportedly attacked Abimnum. So according to the report, so it means that there's a different story here. As you hear, the SPLIO also denied the involvement, which means that these are purely Nuer Y army according to the report, and that SPLIO do not have any end on this. While violence and accusation continue, many civil society groups inside South Sudan are becoming increasingly worried about this development. Several organizations from across the country have now joined together to make an urgent appeal. They are asking President Salva Kiir Mayadi to stop a planned military offensive in Jonglei. The possible operation would target areas believed to be stronghold of the opposition movement loyal to first by President Dr. Riek Machar. This group warned that another major military campaign could destroy the fragile peace agreement signed in 2018. That agreement, known as the Reply Peace Agreement, helped end year of civil war. But the peace has always remained fragile. Civil society leaders may restarting large-scale fighting could lead to mass displacement. Thousands of families might be forced to flee their home again. Aid agencies also fear that humanitarian conditions could quickly worsen. Another major concern involves the United Nations mission in South Sudan, commonly known as UNMISS. Military authorities recently gave the peacekeeping mission a 72-hour deadline to close one of its bases in Akuba County. The order also asked civilians living nearby to relocate somewhere. civil society groups strongly oppose this decision. They say removing United Nations Peacekeeper could leave thousands of civilians without protection. A prominent activist, Edmund Yakani, warned that forcing UNMISS out of the area would be a serious mistake. He reminded authorities that the mission operates under a Chapter 7 mandate, which allow it to protect civilians even with military force if necessary. Yakani say if the peacekeeper leave, it could mark the beginning of the end of civilian protection in some areas. Meanwhile, another unusual story has emerged from recent military operation. Government forces say they recently recovered an army vehicles they had been missing for more than a decade. The vehicle is a BMP-2 infantry fighting vehicle that once belonged to United Nations Peacekeeper. According to the army, the vehicle was originally captured by rebels during the early days of the civil war in 2013. During that attack, fighters stormed a United Nations base in Akobo. 2 peacekeepers from an Indian battalion were killed, according to the report, another wounded. Several military vehicles were taken during the raid. One of those vehicles later became famous among rebel fighters. They nicknamed it Borcher. For years, the army vehicle was reportedly used in battle across part of Jonglei state. Now, government troops say they have finally recovered it during a recent operation. After recovering the vehicle, a military spokesperson, Lu Rei-Kong, raised several questions. He said the United Nations may need to explain what action were taken after the equipment was captured in 2013. According to him, the armored vehicle remained in rebel hands for about 13 years. He questioned whether efforts were made to recover it earlier or not. Kwang said he was not blaming the United Nations directly, but he argued that losing such powerful equipment to army group is a serious matter. The United Nations has not yet issued a detailed response to this question. South Sudan is still a very young nation. It gained independence in 2011 with hope for peace and development, but years of conflict have made those hopes difficult to achieve. Today, the country faces many challenges. Allegations involving foreign military force, deadly attack on civilian, political tension between rival leaders, concern about the future of the peace agreement. Many citizens fear that if leaders do not choose dialogue over violence, the country could return to another devastating war. For now, people across the region are watching closely to see what happens next. What do you think about this development? Do you believe South Sudan leaders can protect the peace agreement, or is the country heading toward another conflict? Let us know your thoughts in the comment below. If you are new to Changfied YouTube channel, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing and turn on the notification bell, so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified.